Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Broken Tackle Podcast, the show where we're hitting the panic button, and it's not going to be on my fantasy team this week. It's going to be on the Baltimore Ravens. They lose in blowout fashion to the Houston Texans, and you got to be sitting there thinking, without Lamar Jackson, you're now what are you 1-4? Is it still possible for you to make playoffs? That
It's
I'm.
not
You don't think so?
statistically one. Most teams that even go and start out 1-2 don't even make playoffs. So starting out 1-4, there's just no shot to make playoffs, especially in that division when you got Aaron Rodgers carving it up right now with Mike Tomlin, um, and what the newest acquisition for the Bengals, and actually have a decent, all right QB that can throw the ball, and Joe Flacco. I don't think there's any chance. Plus, their entire team is hurt. They traded away Odafe Owe for Alohi Gilman, a safety, after they just signed C.J. Gardner-Johnson. I mean, they just took a safety last year in the draft. They still have Kyle Hamilton. What's Harbaugh doing right there?
Yeah. Where has Malachi Starks been? I guess I haven't even seen or heard anything about him.
Neither have I, honestly.
So I'm I don't know if he's even
Riding the
hurt
bench,
or
I
if he's
guess. I don't know.
played. Yeah, I don't know. There's been no updates to my knowledge about him, and obviously the rookie out of Georgia, seemed like he's going to be a great fit in Baltimore. Their defense is in shambles, letting up 44 against the Texans. C.J. Stroud had his bounce back game, which was very nice. It helped Caleb's fantasy beat me, but I'm not hitting the panic button. I'm 2-3. I could still make playoffs. The Ravens have a few more games than what we do in fantasy, and it's the longer Lamar Jackson's out, the more that hurts those chances. So
hmm You know, speaking on the division and back to Flacco, he could I believe make history this weekend. He already beat the Browns, or not the Browns. He already beat the Packers once this year when he was on the Browns. If the Bengals come out and win again with him starting, he'd beat the same team twice in 1 year, which I
The
believe is
Bengals are
NFL history.
not beating Green Bay.
here we go.
It's not happening.
Oh, I'm not saying that would happen or what happened. It's just there is a chance of making history this Sunday.
Browns have a terrible offensive line. Joe Flacco's old, so I don't. It's just no chance. If you want to put money on a game, put money on Green Bay on Sunday.
Well, they're definitely
Fair
not
enough.
going to have the plus. So
Matt
Yeah.
Lafleur has a great
Um.
record after the bye as well. So
Colts
Does
going back to doing Colts things. By the way, um, they're 4-1, I believe, right?
yes.
So I mean, granted, it's the Raiders. Geno Smith hasn't been playing good in Las Vegas as of late. So I think he's got 6 touchdowns to 9 interceptions, about 1,100 yards, but the ratio's not there. The rest of the team isn't as well.
Yeah,
The
haven't heard
Colts
anything on
are
Crosby
the
this
Colts
year.
are real. I think they might
Can
be real.
agree.
yeah, I've been trying
Um,
to pick that Titans Raiders game for my bet slip for all the games this week, and I can't. I don't know who's gonna win that game because Titans just had a big win over the Cardinals, and uh, but again, the Titans are 1-4, and the Raiders are 1-4. So yeah, it's a hard one for me to pick there. But Geno Smith needs to figure something out because he's hurting my fantasy team with how he's been playing.
yeah.
You have
So
Geno Smith starting? What?
I have to this week
yeah.
because CJ Stroud has a bye week.
Mm,
I guess that makes
so
sense.
that's just perfect. Then I need Geno Smith to play bad. But keeping on the QB talk. So Shador finally got his upgrade on the QB2, but I mean, they must be having a lot of praise in Dylan Gabriel then
Dylan
after
Gabriel
these.
gets one start. Granted, he had a great game. Uh, 2 touchdowns, no turnovers. That's what you want to see from a starting quarterback. And then the Browns just instantly jumped the gun and decided to get rid of Flacco. I don't know if,
it was one game, and they
yeah,
time to shop him. I mean, and if you can get a fifth and a sixth for Flacco, go ahead and do it.
Oh
honestly,
yeah.
he's an old man Flacco.
Yeah.
But no, Dylan Gabriel, Shador Sanders.
And they still have
we'll
Watson there
see.
too.
We will see. They're just eating Watson's contract. He won't see the field.
Speaking on teams, last two undefeated teams did get beaten this week.
And two of the three fully defeated teams who haven't won a game managed to get one of the wins. Eagles lost to the Broncos. Patriots beat the Bills at home in Buffalo. And how about the Jaguars beating the Chiefs on Monday night? I mean, I thought maybe it would be close the way Travis Etienne's been playing the last couple of weeks here. But Trevor Lawrence, like, he played with a chip on his shoulder, and he really kind of carried it, literally. So
I don't know.
Crazy game-winning touchdown
I
by
was
T-Law.
hoping.
yeah,
I do remember I calling back last week when I did say Chiefs lose, Jags win. I don't know. They had their one and only matchup that they had was in the playoffs. Would have been the 2023, maybe 2022. First time Philly played KC in the Super Bowl. And that game also came down to the wire as well. I think with Liam Cohen in there and the defense, the way that they're playing right now for Jacksonville, it's a whole nother team than what we looked at last year. I mean, I've been seeing or hearing and seeing resemblance to Saxonville back in 2017 and how good that defense was. They're comparing it to this year's defense.
it is
Thoughts?
kind of interesting what Jacksonville's managed to do so far. Honestly, for me, they were a team that they were going to hover maybe right around 500, if that. But here they are, 4-1 as well. So two surprises right there, just from the Colts and Jags. Not knocking JT any. There was a barn burner this week. A couple of them, kind of. The Buccaneers and the Seahawks. Bucks beat my Seahawks. Okay, I won't throw that under the bus, but it was a really good game. Emeka Egbuka and JSN had like a Ohio State wide receiver showdown, and I thought it was pretty cool to watch. It was a fun game. Best uniform clash in the league too, by the way, with the throwbacks and the orange creamsicles, the all white ones for the Bucks. They win off a game-winning field goal, and of course the Broncos narrowly escaping Philadelphia with a win.
Mm-hmm.
The Panthers did come back on the Dolphins too. That is one to mention as well. I don't know what they're doing differently either. I mean, the Dolphins, you lose Tyreek Hill, you're not a super dangerous team anymore, but you could still play well, and you looked like you had that game in the bag until the fourth quarter there, where Panthers come back and
kind of just fell apart. I think the big thing though is not just losing Tyreek Hill, but they have, for one, no good corner on that team. Not a single good corner. And their edge, like their pressure, just hasn't been there yet. Like hasn't been doing its job to that necessity yet this year to really get them that stop on defense or anything like that. Speaking of that game, can we have that commentator commentate the Super Bowl with how much enthusiasm he was throwing at that game alone? Please?
I didn't even hear any clips from that game, but it sounds like it might have
Dude,
been cool.
he was going crazy on
Every
that
single big
Waddle
play,
catch.
he was just screaming like it was a Super Bowl.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I want
Give this man a raise.
him to commentate. You know, speaking on Emeka Ibuka, I was looking at some stats and stuff. When Puka Nacua broke the all-time rookie receiving record in 2023, he played 17 games, had 105 receptions for 1,486 yards and 6 touchdowns. Through 5 games, Emeka Ibuka has played 5 games, 25 catches, 445 yards, and 5 touchdowns. He's projected to have 85 receptions for 1,513 yards and 17 touchdowns if he keeps it up.
It's a lot of touchdowns.
Yeah.
Just in that game alone, JSN closes the gap on Puka for top 5 receiving yards. Emeka Ibuka emerges. Amon-Ra's there now, and Justin Jefferson. These are most of the guys that you'd expect in there. A rookie at number 4, of course. JSN closes the gap to just about 50. It looks like 54 on Puka, 588 to 534. And rushing leaders is still Jonathan Taylor, with Matt Staff leading the helm in the passing yards.
I think it's time that and I'm not saying it's even early anymore. Emeka Ibuka offensive rookie of the year, it's not even close. He could not have a single touchdown the rest of the year and just put up good yards and he'd win it easily. There's no other QB that's coming close, no running back, nothing.
As of right now, he's definitely front runner. We'll see if he can keep it up, but obviously you got to stay healthy for stuff like that to happen. But the Colts are just so interesting that Jonathan Taylor, of course, has 480 rushing yards, leads the league in those yards. So you'd probably expect that, he's the entire offense. Well, Daniel Jones is actually third in passing yards with 1290. So Daniel Jones is doing his part, limiting turnovers, getting the ball where it needs to go efficiently. And I couldn't be more proud. The Giants fans probably aren't too worried about it at the moment because Jackson Dart seems to be playing okay. I know they had a rough game against the winless Saints there,
Cowboys.
but
Saints. My bad. For some reason I was thinking they played the Cowboys this week.
Yeah. If you move on over to the defensive side of the ball for your stat leaders. Somebody who's been at the top of the last 3 weeks and counting, Jordan Brooks from Miami. He has 57 total tackles through 5 weeks. Now, you keep that up, 5 and 5 by week 15, you should have 150 tackles. That is a ton of tackles.
It's not a good thing if a linebacker has that many tackles.
Not necessarily, but that is a lot.
I am a Green Bay Packer fan, and Blake Martinez led in the NFL in tackles, or was close to it for a couple years, and he was still terrible. He wasn't a good linebacker. Unfortunately, when a linebacker has that many tackles, it means the defensive line isn't really doing its part. Just
Which
filling the
makes
holes
sense based off what Braden was saying, yeah.
But yeah.
Bobby Wagner is stagnant number 2 in that category. Excuse me. Nick Bonito for Denver leads the league in sacks. Total of 7 so far. That is something that might not be surprising considering all of the good talk around Bonito at the start of the year and everything. Same thing with Josh Sweat, who's at number 2. A lot of guys tied at 2 with 5 sacks, like Brian Burns and Aiden Hutchinson, but it is almost surprising to not see like Myles Garrett or TJ Watt up here.
Or even Max Crosby.
Yeah.
Micah even. I don't know.
Yep.
Micah's had a bye week.
There's Benito's speculation of DPOY this year. Off the way he's been playing this year, and honestly, I'd give it to him.
Yeah. As of right now, I don't know. For me, that'd be kind of up in the air. But there is a linebacker as well who leads the league in interceptions. So who really knows what's going on defense?
I was
Devin
gonna
Lloyd
say
for
that's
Jacksonville.
Devin Lloyd with the 99-yard pick six against the Chiefs. You
That
see
was hype.
Tyquan Thornton, he ran 130 yards to try to chase down Devin Lloyd on that play.
Tried pulling a
And
DK Metcalf.
yeah, I mean he did end up catching him. It was just a little bit too late.
A little bit too late. Well, there is some interesting matchups this week. Not a lot. I don't think there's not a lot of in division games at all. But like one of the ones I'm having trouble doing the pick for, as Caleb mentioned, was Titans and Raiders. But honestly, the Lions and Chiefs seems kind of hard for me on Sunday night.
Yeah, I agree with that. Lions offense looking like it did last year. Took them a week or two to kind of get back up to speed, and the Chiefs, just dropped that game to the Jaguars. So, and the Chiefs are actually the favorites for this game, but I think the Lions, honestly, I think they have the edge in that one. But it is in Kansas City, so
That is
I
gonna be something.
I mean I'm gonna have to take Lions on that one.
It's just gonna be
Chiefs,
funny to
they
see it
look
the turnaround because the the Chiefs didn't get the calls they wanted necessarily in Jacksonville. But we'll see what the refs do now that they're in Kansas City because I bet it's going to be a complete flip flop.
yeah, I know. But I know yeah, I got Detroit. KC, they're looking all right. I think they're missing that star number one wide receiver still. All they got is speed on that team for receivers, and we all know how Detroit is on stopping the run, and with Mahomes leading the team in rushing yards, I don't see it happening. I don't see the Chiefs winning that.
I could also see the Bears winning over the Commanders, but
Oh yeah,
I could see that
obviously,
too.
obviously
I mean,
Bills
Jane
over
Daniels just came
Falcons.
back and they I don't know what happened to Jay Herbo and the Chargers. I mean, obviously, Amari Hampton's on IR now. You hate to see that. My fantasy team hates to see that too. But uh, like Jane Daniels is healthy now, but I could just see the Bears beating them. They almost beat them last year. We all know about the Hail Mary,
That is
which
true.
yeah, yeah, that was the start of kind of everything.
Yeah,
That's what made me kind of look at the Commanders like, oh hey, these guys are actually looking really good. Jane Daniels looks amazing. They haven't played fully like
together this
well
year.
this year, but I think there's talk about Scary Terry coming back week 6 against the Bears at home.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to take Chicago on that one.
Commanders have had their fair share of injuries. I think there's been a lot of injuries this year, which we say that every single year. There's been so many injuries, but the Commanders have had their fair share. But yeah, that's a hard game for me to pick as well. For some reason, I just have a feeling that the Bears could take that one. I don't know why. So
I do too. That's what I'm
I'm
saying.
just I'm not betting on that game.
I don't know if I will either. But we do have a Thursday night showdown tomorrow night at MetLife, where everybody
God,
loses their lives because
Someone's gonna have a career-ending injury tomorrow or something. It
yeah,
happens every single week.
really,
especially on
really
prime time
hoping
in MetLife.
it nobody gets hurt tomorrow night. I really am. I don't know. I MetLife's MetLife. I just don't want to get hurt in that game, especially for my team and Giants. The only few players I could see that they lose them, they're done for the year. Is Dart, Scatterbo, or Burns.
My fantasy team is dependent on Saquon staying healthy tomorrow night. So
Yeah, it comes down to
like
Hurts playing good tomorrow night.
literally, no, I don't care. I don't want Hurts to play good. He just hand the ball off. That's all you got to do.
I need Hurts to play good tomorrow. I got to beat Caleb this week in fantasy as
Well,
well.
good luck with that. He has master crackers all the time. So
Yeah, no.
So not even okay.
I got to
But
jinx it.
I
Eagles are gonna win. It's the Giants. I
I don't
like
know,
Cam Scadaboo.
man. Something's
I like
something's telling
Jackson
me
Dart.
it's Thursday night football. Thursday night football is always a little weird, and Philly just dropped one to the Broncos. That could mess up the self-esteem of the former, Super Bowl champions. They've won how many games in a row, and then they drop it to the Broncos at home. So,
Or Fuel the Fire.
it's the Giants at home. Man, I
Division
don't
rival.
know. Yeah, division rival Thursday night. I'm not so certain the Eagles are gonna take this one, but the Giants did just lose to the Saints, so I don't know.
And they had a lot of turnovers that game
So
too.
if the Giants
Yeah,
can
I know.
keep the ball in their possession, then they might have a chance.
Yeah. Looking at people that we have out tomorrow, Landon Dickerson is out with an ankle injury, so
I saw
that
Jalen
can make
Carter
a
popped up on the injury report too, or no,
yeah, he's
I
questionable to
thought that
go.
was maybe it's Jordan Davis. It's one of the two,
No, it's Carter.
but
I do get those
I don't
mixed
know.
up.
It's gonna come down to can Sexy Dexy get back there around Cam Jurgens and gotta can't think of our other guard, our right guard right now. Um, I don't know. Giants do have a pretty scary defensive line. They're fast off that edge.
I mean, yeah, Abdul Carter and Brian Burns, right? So they can
Mm-hmm.
even throw Kayvon Thibodeau down there every once in a while.
Yeah.
yep.
They're
And
honestly a fun team. I think
you
so,
you
but
you take that loss to the Broncos, and then it's a short week, so you only have 2 days of practice to fix what kind of was wrong. Um, that also plays into that as well. So I don't know.
Giants
Interesting,
without Malik Neighbors
interesting
though.
game. Yep, that is true.
I'd say
So I
Giants kind of remind me of like when you do a fantasy draft in Madden. You just go off and nothing but speed on that D line to get out to the QB. So when you're facing somebody that roll out right syndrome, put the fast guy over there.
yeah, that is exactly what you do in Madden. My Seahawks, they have to go to Jacksonville, and I'm not very happy about it. Usually, Jacksonville with us is always a close game. I just don't like being away from home, obviously, because the 12s, but it didn't seem to do anything against the Bucks. So
No home field
I don't know.
advantage anymore.
I am happy with the way Sam Darnold's been playing. He hasn't turned the ball over too much that I'm worried about at the moment. Our defense had a
Except for
couple
the
injuries.
game-losing pick against the Bucks.
It wasn't his fault.
No, it wasn't. But throw the ball a little higher, bud.
A little bit. A little bit. But yeah, we also did have some injuries on defense too, so I just need everybody to stay healthy, and I think I'm set. Um,
Yeah, I
we have
think.
another London game, don't we?
Yeah, it's Denver and New York.
Jets.
Yep.
You got to specify. No. Broncos clear. Jets have been playing not very good.
Nope.
Yeah.
Unless Justin Fields is an overseas merchant. That
Maybe
is
it's
yet to
Brees
be
Hall that's an overseas merchant.
that is yet to be seen. I don't think they had a game overseas last year.
I don't think they did.
Yeah, A-Rod said I ain't going. that's what it was.
I ain't going with the Jets, but I'll go with Pittsburgh just now.
Yeah, literally. I do. I mean, Steelers are looking okay. They're on by this week. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry, they play the Browns at noon.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Who are all the teams on by?
I don't know. Miles Garrett is questionable.
Texans are on
Yep.
by. Who else is on by?
I really don't know. I'm trying to sit here and look.
I don't see a Vikings game on here, so
Vikings. Yep. Texans. Vikings.
Texans, Vikings, and
Bills. I think.
No,
No, Bills
Bills
have a
play
Monday night
Monday
game.
against Falcons.
Oh wow.
We have a
I
Monday
don't even know
doubleheader.
who. Saints maybe.
No,
Nope, they
Saints
said
Saints.
play
Patriots.
Patriots.
Saints and Pats.
That's so funny. Who the heck is on bye? Is it only 2 teams?
No,
I might be.
maybe Texans and Vikings, and then
And might be the only 2 teams.
yeah, I don't see anybody else on by.
Yeah,
So
no either. Interesting.
Oh. Ravens.
Ravens play the Rams.
Oh, they do. I seen Rams. I just was waiting
Yeah,
to see the Ravens part. I think it
got
might
a
be
kitty
only
cat.
be 2 teams.
All right, everybody. Well, I think that's where we're going to wrap up this episode of the Broken Tackle. Kind of gave our picks there. Looking forward to next week. I have 2 bounce backs that need to happen. One with fantasy, one with my Seahawks. Whatever happens, is going to happen. I also have. I mean, this isn't really like huge news to you guys, but I got a new desk coming finally, so I'll have kind of a different setup. Hopefully by next week, and I do have a new microphone coming, so my mic quality should get a little bit better.
Get professional in here, yes sir.
We finally invested the money in it, so it's time to
All the money off sports betting pays off.
it does when you basically bet on your team to lose. It does. Okay. Well,
You have
everybody's
your camera going right now?
yes, I do.
Are you forgetting about the thing that's hanging up in the back?
Okay. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. We will see you next week. Peace out.